So sue me.
They can't all be fucking Zelda.
All right, so on this episode of
Retro Wednesdays,
we're taking a look at a non-shitty game, Castlevania. So I love this game, even though I have a love-hate relationship would be the best way I can describe it, because I love it, but I've only beaten it one time, and that was after like many hours of dying on Dracula like 1 billion times and being so frustrated I was ready to like quit video gaming altogether. But I still love this game. Do you have any fond growing up memories of this guy or anything?
Everyone loves this game, I think. Actually, when I was young, I thought the game was okay, but I didn't have the appreciation for it that I do now. When you think about this game and when it came out and all of that it did when it came out, it's actually quite remarkable. The colors are really vibrant and varied, and the levels all have their own feeling.
Yeah.
And the music, of course, is legendary. And this came out in, 86 or something?
I think so, 86.
Yeah, and if you think about what was out at that time, this is above and beyond what most people were releasing. So when I got older, I really appreciated this game, and it has a pretty solid reputation for being one of the most difficult games on the Nintendo, and I agree with that. But I think it's definitely accessible for people. If you want to, one of the first hard games that you attempt, Castlevania probably wouldn't be the worst one in the world.
No. There's definitely, the third one is definitely way worse than this.
And the thing I like about this game, we can start.
Yeah, if you want, I'll start off.
But one of the things I like about this game is you can read a walkthrough of this game, and even though you read the walkthrough, you still have to play the game.
Right.
So
yeah.
You just need to have skill, and a lot of it's memorization where to be, but that's okay. It's a fun game, and it's
that's one of the
not
things.
Too expensive.
Yeah, it definitely is. I guess it's like in the $10 range. I guess that's one of the things
now
it's probably like $96. Well, they're about to get this. They're about to get that MP retro gaming bump.
Oh yeah,
so
we're about to bump it by like $20 on eBay.
The one thing I do like about this game is that even though it's like there's like a lot of simplicity to the game, because it's like go from point A to point B, collect hearts if you want to, use other weapons if you want to, and so on and so forth. Like there's an insane amount of strategy to this. Like I was even playing it the other day, and I was sitting there just looking at the pattern on one of the levels with the Medusa heads, and like I realized that they give you help in the beginning, because the first time you run into them, there are these like columns and archways, and I always do that. But the in the where the archways are, like if you stand on one of the columns, you always not get hit by the Medusa head. And I was like, oh, it's actually training you like where the gaps in the pattern are as you sort of go along. And I was really blown away by that. I'm sure, I don't even know if it was intentional or not, but it was definitely something really surprising that I never thought of. Also, I should point out for the record that anyone who's watched any of our videos knows that we're not speedrunners. We're not like pro, like I'm gonna get through this thing in one hit or with no damage or anything, or gonna beat it without a sub weapon or anything insane like that. Like this is just regular people playing a game. Fucking hell, I already got the most haggard thing in the game already. So I try to use some speedrunner like little goofiness every once in a while, but most of the time I don't. There's like 1 or 2 spots that I know where if you actually take a hit, it'll like lurch you further along into the level, which is kind of beneficial, but I don't do it that much because, I don't know, I'm just not that dedicated.
Why is there no music?
I don't know. I've had this cart, and this cart does this from time to time where no music plays.
Is it through the whole game?
I don't know. Sometimes it's just the first level, sometimes it's the whole thing. If it keeps going, we'll restart it, but
yeah, I think it takes away from the experience if you don't I really do.
It adds to the creepiness. Alright, so here's the first trick I learned.
Yeah. So, here we go.
Yeah.
I wonder why it would do that.
I don't know. I think sometimes I think this card sometimes is like weird, because I've had that happen before. But it will be fine from here on in. It's just like the very first level for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well, in this boss fight, you get the first number, Roman numeral 2, and in my opinion, managing that Roman numeral is really important to really doing well in this game.
Definitely.
So what the Roman numerals allow you to do is throw more than one secondary weapon at a time.
Yep.
So what you want to do is get to the point where you're at 3. I think 3 is the max.
Yeah,
right?
3's the highest you can get. And actually, for a while when I was growing up, I was really confused as to exactly how to do that. But then I found out that it's actually really easy. All you need to do is just keep using it.
Right.
The more you use it, the more likely the other Roman numeral will drop.
And so typically it'll drop after a certain amount of hits with the secondary weapon. So you really do want to use your secondary weapon often, because you'll get the Roman numerals, which allow you to shoot more, which allow you to... One of the main strategies in this game is kind of getting a boss in a stun, where they can't move and you continue to hit them.
Yeah.
So the best way to do that is to get these Roman numerals so you can throw multiple secondary weapons at the same time. And so you can hit candles, you can hit enemies, all those things count. And when I first started playing this game, I didn't really appreciate the importance of this mechanic, but it is very important to do.
Yeah,
and
I never did it growing up because I was always like real conservative with my using the sub weapon.
Right.
I know some people are crazy where they can like they can beat this whole game without doing it. Here's the trick I learned.
Nice. That's a speedrunner trick.
It is. There. That's where I learned it from. I mean, I don't have anything. I mean, speedrunners are so cool, and I'm like insanely jealous of them. But I'm just not. I've just never been that dedicated to a game to be like, let me see how much I can game the system to get it to do what I want. Like I don't know. It's just never been in my blood.
Right.
This right here is the first bullshit move, and I died on this as a kid, and I probably will die now that I've said it. But the one in the middle you can actually duck under, and I never knew that for the longest time, and I would always try to like run under it and die immediately.
Yep.
That one, that is like such a beginner's trap. Like, it's just cheat, because it's like you never would expect that from a game. Like, in Mario Brothers, it's like all the jumps are all the same. Like, what's the difference?
So
really
one of the other big strategies in this game is to get holy water. I mean, if you can maintain and keep holy water the whole run, you're gonna do really well, because it's very overpowered, and frankly, that's the route I would want to take in this, because the game is very hard without utilizing that.
That is true. Yeah. The only other thing sometimes I like to use is the cross. Especially when you fight the mummy guys, because you can actually rip them apart with like very little work. Just trying to get the third one here if I can. Yay! Because in certain enemies like the Medusa and the other one, the Medusa is not as effective, but with the mummy, you can literally throw one cross, and if they're lined up together, you can basically kill them in one shot. Well, I shouldn't stand there, but whatever.
You're getting him. Yeah, so if you had the holy water here, that would be super easy.
Yeah, you could stun lock him and
stun it.
No trouble. This next level is the one, I think this is the one where I have to choose, where it's like I can either stick with the cross or stick with the holy water. And the cross, if you stick with the cross, you can get to the mummy, you can rip him apart, but the problem with it is there's a spot where you have to do like a leap of faith jump because there's like a skeleton underneath you. And if you have the holy water, it's easy. You just drop the holy water on him and problem solved. But if you have the cross, you basically just have to jump and pray that the guy doesn't throw a fucking bone or do anything to hurt you.
So it's not necessary to duck to kill those people.
No, I just always do it out of habit.
It's like little things like that can help. There are some sections where those guys are a real pain in the ass.
Yes.
So, it's good to know that you don't have to duck.
That roof section after the torture chamber, which I hate. Also, the more I think about how much I like this game, I also think about equally about how much it drives me nuts, because it's just it's a fun game, but man, it's hard. It's like not an easy game.
No.
That right there is one of the prime examples of obnoxiousness of this game, in that if you get hit, enemies will you get knocked back in a very, very far back, which can result in you dying because, you know, you fall into a pit, which is really annoying. There isn't a part of your body that's immune to hits, so like if you're like right up on the edge of something, I'm not even chancing it. Like if you're on the stairs and you're by this is the spot with the leap of faith. Like,
okay,
if you have the cross, you just have to jump and pray that you don't get a random bone.
One thing to note is as you progress through the game, the amount of life that a hit takes increases. So you start out and it takes 2 hits every time you get hit.
Yes.
And then see now you're in the next level and it takes 3 blocks of health away every time you get hit, and that increases gradually until it gets to 4. Or
yeah, I think it's 4 is the most.
So that's another thing that makes it more difficult. Is essentially you're getting less hits per level as you progress.
The other thing I just did, which was kind of a mistake, is you never want to retreat when you're on Medusa levels, because then they'll come from the other side, and then you can end up getting crossed up. Or you have them like that, where they're coming from both directions, and that can screw you up. So when you can, always try to go forward. Like I like how we're like giving pro tips here. Like no one's ever played this before.
Well, I mean, this game, even to me when I first started, was kind of daunting, and you look at it and you think, I don't even want to try. Like I know it's going to be so hard, but these little tidbits that I learned along the way made it so that now I can beat the game. You know, I mean, it takes me a few tries usually. I'm not gonna like 1cc it or anything.
Yeah.
But it's good to know these little tips to make it a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more manageable. And I watched a review on this, and I can't remember who said it, but they mentioned how this game goes against all the previous games of what you're supposed to do in a Nintendo game, like rush forward and kill everything.
Yeah.
And you have to, in this game, you really have to calculate your moves a lot more.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
And another aspect of that is you know, traditionally you get a secondary weapon that's powerful, and you don't use it sparingly.
Yeah, because you don't want to waste it. Yeah.
In this game, you actually have to use it more to get it to a point where it's the most useful. So, interesting thing that they did with it.
Yeah, it is one of those games where you have to be, where I feel like you do have to be more aggressive. Oh, that fucking guy. How many times I've thrown controllers over that guy.
You're actually doing really
Damn it.
well.
Getting fucked up now.
There you go. Just throw more holy water.
Oh, god damn it. Ugh. That's frustrating, because I had a setup going.
Yeah, and now that you've died, it makes this level much more difficult.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the holy water, you don't have, what do you get, like the knife or something?
I think so, yeah. I think I need to pick up the knife, which sucks. Fuck, man.
Timing those fireballs is so hard. And I don't think you can duck them.
Nope. You can kill them, though.
But you have to be
right on it.
Crackerjack timing.
And, oh man, that was so fucking close. I hate that skeleton. That skeleton is definitely a childhood dream record. Come on, man.
Alright. You despawned him.
I did, and I can at least get the health. I mean, not that it matters that much, because this is now way harder. What I've learned with these guys, even if you don't have the cross, what you can do to make your life easier is, wow, I'm like not doing any damage to these guys.
Yeah, the knife is not powerful at all.
Is you just whip like crazy, and if you can get them both on one side of you, it's way easier. Because you can kill their attacks.
Nice.
Wow, didn't even
Good
give
job.
me the freaking thing. And I had Holy Water 3 too. God damn it.
That's okay. You'll get there's places to get it again.
Yeah, there's plenty. And the next level is my least favorite.
I don't remember which one this is.
This is the one that I die on all the time. It's the one with the...
Well, wait a minute. You have to be more specific.
No, this is the one. This is the torture chamber one.
Oh, okay. This one's not so bad. Well, okay, hold on. It gets pretty ridiculous. I don't think I ever got to this level as a kid.
God
I had to be an adult before I saw this level.
The clock.
Without cheating.
No, I think I got to it one time, and it was just like, yeah, no. Guess again.
It's that whole thing when you were young and playing Nintendo, like you tried so hard, and then you get past the level finally, and then the next level is even more difficult, and you're just like, fuck it, I don't feel like playing this game anymore. You're like, I just wasted like an hour and I still can't.
Aw, man.
Damn.
Failing.
It's weird. Sometimes that'll land on the ledge and sometimes it won't.
Yeah, it's very random. There is a lot of randomness to this game. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Shouldn't have been talking while you were playing, man.
I know, I gotta focus. Focus. Dude, I'm failing so hard right now.
Why did
I'm telling you, I think this
your
cartridge...
copy is glitching.
I really do. I think my copy is glitched or like cursed or something. Like this one was actually made by Dracula.
Why did you just get a whip upgrade?
Off of a bat. Yeah, that happens on this level. It's the only level I've ever seen it happen on.
I've never even seen that in my life.
I don't know. I do honestly think that this version is like hacked or something.
This is the one you had from childhood, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like no wonder I had a hard time with it. Fucking thing's not even working right.
I bet you that basement squirrel probably chewed on the...
Probably. My dad probably had this one time and was like mad at me and he put it in the microwave or something.
Goddamn Nintendo tapes.
Show this kid he should go outside instead of sitting inside playing video games. Go outside and play sports. Oh, that was really close. God, I'm struggling right now.
You got it. It's pretty easy after that.
I remember when I had, which I still have to do someday, when I have a Donkey Kong Jr. cabinet that I had on MAME, and I was playing Castlevania like non-stop on it. And I remember like being up so late and getting up to this level and being so stressed, and then like one of the reasons why I don't like emulation is because as much as I'm sure it sounds like a cop-out, oof, that was close. I would always feel like I would go to like move or something, and because of the emulation that it would ended up being like not working right.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, I know it sounds lame, but like I would go to move and like nothing would happen. And I remember one time it happened on that level right when I got to the end and I died, and I got so mad I was like ready to throw the cabinet out the window. I was so furious. Because I'd never gotten that far.
Watch out, there's a knife in
here.
Yeah,
it's the second one. I think it's this one. Yeah.
Does it disappear?
Yes. Thank God.
Oh, good. Alrighty.
Come on, man.
There's a turkey somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's right here. Which helps.
So why not throw the holy water into the skeleton snake?
I guess you could. I don't know. Sometimes it's weird to hit it with it.
I mean, you have plenty of hearts in this.
I think I can do it on this one. Yeah, sometimes it like hits it and sometimes it doesn't.
Nice.
Alright. So I should be able to do the same thing with this guy, right?
Yeah. I think if you just start spamming it right when he starts, you should be fine. Nice.
All right.
This is
that was so much easier.
So that made it look really easy. This is a huge roadblock in playing the game.
Yeah.
The fact that you beat that right there is very important.
I'm happy now. I usually struggle so hard on that guy too. I didn't know you could stomach him like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still the next level also has the bullshit of all bullshits with this hell corridor that gives me nightmares. I swear to God, when I was really trying to beat this game hard, I would have nightmares about getting down this corridor.
Talking about all the way at the top, right?
Yeah, with the Medusa heads and the knights.
I'm probably gonna regret saying this, but I never really had a problem with it. And I think one of the strategies that really makes that much more manageable is not being afraid to progress, like move forward. And
yeah.
So when you approach the guys that give you trouble, just keep walking forward, and that usually makes them a lot easier to.
That is true.
manage.
I know that like that's the one thing that's why I think part of the reason why growing up I had such a hard time in this game was because I tend to be a defensive player. Like
Right.
everything in every game that I like, I'm always like, let me find the guy with the highest defense or the highest life, because that's the guy I want, because I like being able to take a beating and
Right.
still go. And like this game is not like that. It's like you've got to just charge forward, like just start causing mayhem and worry about it as you go.
And I guess that's yet another thing about this game where it goes against convention, right?
Yeah.
You see these big enemies, and your first instinct is certainly not to approach them. And so, I didn't know that was there.
Yeah. I have a question. I mean, I fucked it up because I can't get up there now. Those candles that are all the way up at the top, can you get those? Is that possible? Is there anyone
if you
that
have
knows?
the axe.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that with the axe. I mean, not that it matters, but these guys, like, it's the same thing with these guys. Like, these guys, like the little dudes and everything else, like, just charge at them, and that's like the easiest way to do it.
Yep.
You can also control how they move, just like it reminds me of like the ghosts in Pac-Man. You can actually control how far they're programmed to stay a certain distance from you.
Right.
So one of the things I learned was if you throw some holy water on the ground and then back up, you can actually, oh my god, not that. Like right now, he was getting hit by that. Yeah, he just runs into it, so you just set him up.
Nice.
I did that a lot. I do that a lot in the corridor, but I have to be careful because I didn't realize I don't have that many hearts.
Is this the corridor now?
I think there's one more screen before this. Okay. Before it.
Oh, right. I remember now.
But I don't have to be as aggressive throwing it because now I have 3, so it makes my life a little easier. For some reason, I always expect those coffins to like open up or something. Like something to jump out at me.
The red skulls take a lot of life when you get hit by them. So you really
it's like punishment because they're so lame.
Just gotta exploit the system.
Come on, man. I'm trying to throw it, that's the problem, and it's like, it always wants me to go on the fucking stairs.
You can throw it from the stairs, can't you?
I don't know, can I? I'm an idiot. All these years and frustration.
So this is another part where you should advance and not be afraid to do that.
Just go after him. Sometimes I wonder, like, there are other games out there, like, that's actually a 2 or a 3, I think. Sometimes I think about other games that I honestly haven't played Ninja Gaiden in a very, very long time. Somewhere around here there's a weapon, so I just want to make sure I don't get it. But, sometimes I think about that too. Like maybe that's part of the reason why I suck at that game is because I'm not aggressive enough. Like I just need to. Maybe that's the reason why they did the infinite spawn thing, because they expect you to just constantly charge. Oh, come on, man.
Whoa, takes so much health. God. That took half your life.
That was really... I don't understand why I fell. Fuck.
And these guys do not fuck around.
There's one more thing. I'm in trouble.
There you go. Just have them walk into it. That's how you do it. Is there any turkey meat?
Yeah, there's one more pork chop around here somewhere. That was close. If I can make it to it.
Yeah.
I keep holding out for that like health. Yeah, I know. I just don't want to eat it all up because I usually.
You got plenty. I think you'll be fine. Yeah. See, you just used it and then.
That upper right in that corner up there. That's where the other turkey leg is. Good. Somewhere around here, though, there's another. It's either the cross or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the cross is all the way to the left.
I'm just not even gonna bother.
Nice.
Alright. I mean, it doesn't give me full health, but it gets me there. And
yeah.
I've given. I mean, I know some people are like pro level enough to be able to beat the Grim Reaper without holy water. I am not one of those people, and I don't really care. So my plan is to not do that.
Jeez, man.
How did that not kill it? Come on. Yeah, see, that's the problem with this. When you retreat is the problem, because then suddenly you're going to get hit with a whole bunch of other guys coming from the other way. Because they attack you from whatever direction you come in. I don't know if that's... I don't know if that's resetting him or not.
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't. Ugh, God.
Jeez.
So cheap.
Alright, you have plenty of holy water, so I think you can manage this
Yeah, I think I
boss.
could just come up here and spam him.
I would just start doing it, man. So this is yet another strategy for this game, is to stun lock every boss with holy water.
Cheap, but effective.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
Yeah, you know, I mean, whatever, I don't care. We're doing pretty good. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Too
mean,
shabby.
getting this far on a single...
Playthrough isn't too
Yeah,
bad.
I mean-
I can at least have that to my credit. Oh, man. What was the... I was gonna say, what was the most ridiculous, like, completely ridiculous YouTube video you ever saw of someone doing something in a game? I've already screwed this up, because I know you're supposed to just run from these guys. Come on,
these
man,
guys
come
are
closer.
jerks.
I don't even think I killed him. I think it just
The most
disappeared.
ridiculous game. I
Yeah.
mean, usually I watch a channel called Shooting Game Weekly, and
Fucking hell. And I just
usually-
fucked this.
they usually play like super plays, and those are nuts. I mean, like
can't believe
the
I
ability of these people is crazy.
These, I swear to God, these fucking VATs, every time, this is what gets me.
I think you need to just be real aggressive and just
Yeah,
keep running.
that's what I did. I screwed it up. I hesitated last time. This is the one that always gets me, because sometimes it comes up, and sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
This is
Well,
frustrating.
you got us really far.
I did, so at least if we continue, we can...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say that we're definitely going to continue here, but if we do, we're not in the worst shape in the
See,
world.
that time he didn't go up. That time he didn't fuck me. Ugh. God damn it. Come on, man. I think the most ridiculous video I've seen recently is I watched the video of a guy. I'm still not convinced he wasn't using save states and a lot of clever video editing, but he beat Jackal single player, didn't take one hit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not, like...
It's impressive to me.
No,
at
I mean,
least.
it definitely is impressive. What I mean is, it's not impossible.
And that time he went all the way up. It's just, fuck, man.
Alright, I'm just running for it.
I don't even care. I don't need I can just use the regular hag whip.
Haggy whip.
You know, there's one thing that I think it's not bad, I just don't understand it, is like, why did they bother to give you the crap whip to begin with? They should just give you the regular one. Like, what's the, like, you know what I mean? Like, who's gonna stick with the crap whip?
Alright,
Alright,
so if you don't get the... Maybe it has to do with the timer.
Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it's a timing thing. This game also coined my my temporary retro gaming catchphrase every fucking time. There's that one when I finally beat this game. We were up so late. Like, what time did we beat it? It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, I
I
think.
don't know. It took us a while, though.
And I fought Dracula, no joke, for like 2 hours straight, and I was getting so agitated because I just could not.
Oh my god, man. It takes so much health away. Is there turkey?
I think on that wall maybe
I gotta
one of the
get out
walls does, but
this
I don't,
area is not a good place
I don't know.
to be.
I never even attempted to get it. I just tried to make it to the. It's so fucking cheap.
Shit's for the birds.
But yeah, I don't know. Symphony of the Night was like the last one that I really played. I mean, I loved it. It was really cool and really fun. Minus the fact that you have to see that fucking ridiculous game over screen all the time and you can't get past it. And that's really annoying. But I mean, outside of that, it is a great game. And it was one of the first games that I played that was like an RPG that I understood the RPG-ness of it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I mean, I never would feel like you wouldn't understand an RPG. You're an RPG person.
I am, but I mean, like, I don't know, like, up until then, in, like, Chrono Trigger, I didn't understand everything about it. Like, I didn't understand stats and, like, leveling and all that stuff. And, I mean, the one thing I do, I guess if I could critique that game other than the game over screen, is that sometimes it can be a little bit too much. Like, there's so many power-ups you can get and so many different options. And it's cool, but, I mean, it can be a little overwhelming. Like, if I never played an RPG before, I would have been so completely
I
lost.
fucked. God damn it! I screwed the pooch right there.
But, like, it is good. I mean, nothing will ever beat... To me, like, gameplay-wise, like, nothing will ever beat 3. Including me. I'll never beat that game, because it's just so fucking... That game is so rage-inducing, I can't. I mean, I had that game... I remember I got that game in 5th grade when I first got it, and it was just like... I remember playing it and being like, you've got to be fucking kidding me with this. Because it was like a beginner's trap. All I wanted to do was get Grant, because he looked cool. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get Grant. And then I decided, for some reason, to just stick with him, and then no one can ever get back out of that goddamn tower. So you're just stuck there forever. And I can never beat it. That's where I would die every single time.
You cannot get under that.
No. You should just keep stun locking him like no tomorrow. I think, like, in this fight, you have to get hit at least one time.
I think so.
Yeah. There you go, alright! We did it. We finally got us beating Castlevania on fucking tape.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take that from you.
I don't care. Dude, I already beat it once and I was there. It doesn't matter. We beat the game. So, I'm glad we get to watch the turd fall back into the asshole.
If I was
Prairie dog.
Simon Belmont or whoever the fuck this is, I would definitely live in Dracula's castle.
I would too. I like how they also changed all the names from the original Dracula movie. Bram Stoker's Christopher B. instead of Christopher Lee. I mean, it's stupid, but it's kind of funny. Bela Lugosi, Carl Office, all the game designers must have been fucking sitting around in this design studio all like, let's do that. That's hilarious. Love Cheney.
What's the point of the credits here, though?
I don't know. I guess there was like a cast of characters kind of thing, like it's a movie. Because I think like all the Castlevania games have that movie thing. Like in the third Castlevania 3, there's like the film strip on either side of it. So it's like it's supposed to be like a film. It's like aw, that's really cute. But I think it's the reason why they did it like that. Like it's supposed to be a film more than a game. Yeah, so I'm gonna play this again. Fuck you.
Well, at least they don't make you do 2 loops or some shit like that.
Yeah, it got beat the game twice. That's another game someday. When we have like a 3-day weekend.
Oh my god, don't even talk about
Ghosts and Goblins. I'm not playing that fucking game. Ew. But, yeah. So, Castlevania, final thoughts?
I think it's a really good game. It's something you should play. If you've never played it, which is unlikely, but let's say you haven't, you should definitely try it. It's a good, difficult game to get your feet wet. As far as, starting to complete your game collection. Because it has unlimited continues, so you can practice levels over and over and over again.
Yep.
And as you saw, what Shaun, when he first started out, he got all the way to pretty much the last level without continuing. And you'll get to that point. It's not easy, but it's certainly attainable by an average person who has maybe like one night a week to play. Or maybe, one night and one weekend day. Yeah. So I think it's a good game to play. It's classic. I mean, everything's been said about that. So that's about it. That's about all I have.
Yeah. I would only add to that like even if you do own this game and you have played it before, one of the things I really enjoy about this game is going back and playing through things again and finding out different strategies like trying to beat the Grim Reaper without using the holy water, or like doing that trick where if you can get both mummies on one side of the screen and you throw one cross, you can kill them in one shot. Like I remember I managed to pull that off one time and it was like the coolest feeling ever. I was like, holy shit, I just killed a guy by throwing one attack. And even little things like I said in the beginning of the second level where the Medusa heads are, like if you stand in those columns, there's like a 99% chance that they'll either go over you or under you. So it's teaching you the distance that you need to visualize on the Grim Reaper corridor to make sure you're not going to get hit by those things. And the more you do those kinds of things, the faster you can get with the game. And then it becomes, I mean, I think if there's one game that's, I don't want to say it this way because it's going to sound like I'm cheapening the speedrunners that do it, but I'm like, if there's one game that's really applicable to the concept of a speedrun, it's definitely this game, because there's so many shortcuts you can take and so many like tricks and like little things you can learn about the game that'll make you really able to go through the game really efficiently. Like, I know when I started this game, I couldn't get past like the third level the first time when I was playing this when I was growing up, and like just by taking my time and being and learning from my mistakes and playing with the continues over and over again, like you can end up making making the game look easy and like making the game really fun because you're not as like stressed about doing everything. Obviously, I need to spend more time on the last level because that level always seems to shank me in the ass when I'm not paying attention with those fucking bats. Ugh, I hate bats. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's, there's not much else you can say about the game because it's like one of the best games ever. So, if you don't own this game and you're a Nintendo collector, I don't know what you're doing. Although now that you've said that about the Japanese version, I kind of want to buy the Famicom one just to say maybe we can do like a compare contrast.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of fun.
Let's do that. That'd be fun.
We can pick it up. It can't be that expensive.
Famous last words.
Yeah, $89.
Well, I think to Shaun's point, we are not by any means great players. I would say we're probably average.
Yeah.
As far as like Nintendo games are concerned, but yet we were able to beat we were able to beat this game, and in my opinion, this game is regarded as like impossible, by a lot of people, and it's just not. It's attainable. It's beatable. It just takes a little practice.
Yeah, you just gotta work at it. You know what I never noticed before? The brown part of those trees look like a really weird snake. Did you ever notice that?
It does.
Or like a gnarled turd.
There it is.
I had to get it in at the very end. There's been like 2 episodes in a row where I haven't made a turd reference, and it's really depressing. But the problem was that the games themselves were turds, so it kind of came with it.
Yeah, so it's okay. Not a literal turd, but actual.
The game itself was the experience of the turd. Alright, so that's it. This is Castlevania for Retro Wednesdays, and until next time.